Have you ever clicked on a finance video hoping someone would finally explain money in simple terms, only to leave feeling even more confused than when you started? I felt that frustration too. Sometimes it seems like the financial world speaks a language nobody ever taught the rest of us. Then, there are the videos promising you'll become rich overnight, as if building wealth were some kind of magic trick. The truth is, money doesn't have to be confusing, and building wealth doesn't have to be complicated either. That's exactly why I created Emma Invests, to make understanding money feel less intimidating and much more achievable. Hi, I'm Emma, and I'm genuinely happy you're here, because if you've ever thought investing or personal finance just wasn't for you, I want to change that. I honestly believe money has become far more complicated than it needs to be, not because it's difficult, but because it's usually explained in ways that make people feel left behind. And the sad part is, feeling confused about money often stops people from making decisions that could completely change their future. I've always believed financial education shouldn't make people feel intimidated. It should make them feel confident. That's the promise I want to make to you. Every video on this channel will leave you understanding money just a little better than before. The more I looked around, the more I realized something. Most people aren't struggling with money because they're careless. They're struggling because nobody ever showed them how money actually works. Think about it. We spend years in school learning subjects we'll probably never use again, yet almost nobody teaches us how to budget, invest, understand credit, or plan for retirement. Then one day, we're expected to make some of the biggest financial decisions of our lives without ever being taught how. No wonder so many people feel overwhelmed. Money affects almost every part of our lives, yet it's treated like an optional subject. And honestly, I don't think financial education should ever feel exclusive. I think everyone deserves to understand how money works. That's the heart of this channel, not to impress you with complicated terminology, but to help you feel confident enough to make smarter financial decisions. Because once you understand the basics, money starts feeling much less intimidating and much more empowering. I don't expect you to become a financial expert overnight. Honestly, you don't need to. You only need to become a little more knowledgeable today than you were yesterday. That's how real progress happens. Because wealth isn't built in one life-changing moment, it's built through hundreds of small decisions that most people barely notice. That's exactly what I want to explore with you. Not complicated theories, real ideas that actually help in everyday life. And if we can make money feel a little less confusing, then I think we're already heading in the right direction. One thing I've noticed about money advice is that it usually focuses on the wrong things. Either it's all about getting rich fast, or it's about giving up every little joy in life. You've probably heard advice like, stop buying coffee, never eat out, cancel every subscription. And while those habits can help, they rarely solve the bigger picture. Because building wealth isn't about punishing yourself, it's about understanding where your money goes and making intentional choices with it. I don't want this channel to make you afraid of spending money. I want it to help you spend with purpose. Because money isn't the goal. Money is simply a tool. And like any tool, it works best when you know how to use it. That's why you'll never hear me telling you to chase shortcuts. Real wealth has always been built slowly, one smart decision at a time. And something else I've learned. Your biggest financial obstacle usually isn't the economy. It isn't your salary. It's the decisions you make every single day. That's why we'll spend just as much time understanding our behavior as we do understanding our bank accounts. We'll talk about why smart people still make expensive money mistakes, why our brains love instant gratification, and why investing often feels so intimidating. Because once you understand why you make certain financial decisions, changing those decisions becomes so much easier. I truly believe better financial decisions begin long before you open an investment account. They begin with the way you think. That's why this channel isn't only about investing. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally makes better money decisions. And over the next few videos, I'm going to show you exactly how we can start making that change together. If you've ever felt like money controls your life more than you control your money, you're definitely not alone. And that's exactly what we're going to change together. I'll show you why some people quietly build wealth without earning extraordinary incomes, while others earn more and still struggle financially. We'll talk about investing, not as something reserved for experts, but as a skill that ordinary people can learn with confidence. We'll explore why our brains love instant gratification, why impulse buying feels so satisfying, and why delayed gratification can completely change your financial future. We'll uncover the everyday habits that quietly separate financially successful people from everyone else, and you'll probably be surprised how ordinary those habits really are. We'll also break down the biggest investing mistakes beginners make, so you can avoid learning those lessons the expensive way. And perhaps my favorite topic of all, understanding why our own minds sometimes become the biggest obstacle to building wealth. Because once you understand how your mind works, you stop fighting your money and start making your money work for you. Everything I share here has one simple purpose: to help you feel more confident. One lesson, one habit, and one smart financial decision at a time. Because I don't just want you to watch these videos, I want you to walk away thinking differently about money every single time. I don't expect you to change your financial life overnight. Honestly, nobody does. But I do believe that one good decision today can become hundreds of great decisions over the years. Whether you're saving your first $1,000, making your very first investment, or simply trying to understand where your money goes every month, I want this channel to be a place you can always come back to. I'm learning too. Every video I create pushes me to ask better questions, find better answers, and become a better investor and teacher. And I hope we can grow together. If that's the kind of journey you've been looking for, I'd love for you to be part of this community. Subscribe, join me for the next video, and let's keep learning together. I'm Emma. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me. Now let's stop feeling intimidated by money, start understanding it, and begin building the future we all deserve. I'll see you in the very first episode.